I was born in Mogadishu, Somalia. I was born in 1988, and it was around the time where the Civil War was breaking out, and eventually we made it out of our home with only the shirts on our back. So we went from Somalia to a refugee camp, and we stayed there for maybe 6 months or so. And after living there for 6 months, we made it out to Kenya. And in Kenya, we waited for a sponsorship from my uncle who lived down in Atlanta, Georgia. I started kindergarten here in America. I remember that first week. At the time, we were 10 kids, 10 kids total. We lived in a 3-bedroom apartment, 2-bathroom. Mom and Dad had a room. And the girls shared a room. I have at the time, 2 older sisters and myself, and 5 older brothers, and the boys shared a room. Growing up, the name Ayan, in elementary, middle school, high school, teachers do the attendance first day of school. And you knew that the teacher was at your name when there's a hesitation. It's like, oh, that's me. 5th grade science, I've decided, you know what? I'm not going to just wait till they get over that hump. I'm not going to wait for them to just figure it out. I'm going to make sure that they understand and they know my name. And the science teacher says, Ayan. I said, yeah, that's right. And then she said, like ion in science, ionic bond. I said, yeah, just like that. So I've learned that I can explain to people how to correctly pronounce my name by using science. And once I came to terms and I learned how to correctly explain my name to people, I grew comfortable in who I am and where I'm from and everything that entails in my story. So in explaining my story as an American, it definitely started with my name, and that's how I truly became an American in 5th grade science. I had an English teacher who felt that she's going to allow me to practice English by helping others. And through that, helping others, I decided that I was going to be a teacher. So when I came to St. Cloud to become a teacher, it was difficult. When you've lived in a 99.9% African American community, only thing that really mattered is whether you knew how to speak English or not. But when you come to St. Cloud, Minnesota, it's your race, it's your religion, it's your background. When you say, hi, I'm Ayan, oh, where are you from? Well, I was raised in Georgia. Where are you really from? I'm from Somalia. Oh, does that mean you're a Muslim? Before you know it, what could have turned in a nice meet and greet turns into a lifetime story. So people are more curious here in St. Cloud about who you are, where you're from, what your agenda is, why you're here, how you got here. It's that you have to explain why you belong here. I'm a language arts teacher at Tech High School, and I decided to become a teacher because it goes back to my 6th grade, where I've mastered the language and I've carried on this sense of obligation to my people, for not just Somali people, but all people who are new to the country, who want to learn, who are eager to fit in. I always tell them, here's the path that I walked on, nicely mowed for you. You can walk on the same path, and when you're ready, you can venture off. But this is what I did to get here, and you can too. And their eyes just widen, like, oh, it's possible, isn't it? Yep, but it must start with your name. You have to be comfortable with your name. Diversity is truly stories, stories of individuals. And the ability to mesh our stories together to make America is what I look forward to the most for my daughter. For me, America is truly stories within stories. You just have to be willing to initiate opening that book so that you can broaden and add an ingredient to your life, a little bit of spice to your life, whether it's to appreciate what you have or appreciate what you don't have. You know, whatever it is, you just have to be willing to share and read.